Well, Doug and I went out one morning and shot some ducks, and several ducks. I suppose we had 10 or 15. We brought them back to town, and we went by Hurley Martin's house. He was an old black man here in town and sold watermelons and worked down at the KT oil station for 100 years. Good old man, okay? Well, he liked ducks, geese, anything like that, and we liked it because we could get rid of them and had that satisfaction they didn't go to waste, okay? We got back to the shop. We was going through the stuff for guns and this and that, and there was another duck we'd forgot. So I told Doug, I said, I'll take that back when I go home to Hurley. And I went up and knocked on the door and come in, and they had one of those what I call old Saturday night wash tubs sitting in the center of the floor with newspaper around it, all right? But you couldn't see them. The feathers, you couldn't see Hurley and his wife. About a third of the feathers were going in the tub, and the rest of them was all over the room. Yeah.
This is a good one.
Down on the trout stream.
This is a good one. Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Down on the trout stream. We was early morning.
You know, the Lord blessed up to do all these things.
Early morning one morning, and you see these pictures where the fog is out on the river, and that's just the way this was. Beautiful morning, and we was out there fishing. Just
now you got to give the details. You got to give the details. Why is that river foggy?
Oh, it's cold.
It's bottom water coming out of the bottom. Lake.
Yeah, and they said the lake has got
it's
300.
Hot and humid down there.
Yeah.
In the summer. And that bottom water's ice cold.
They said the water stays 56 or 58 degrees a year round.
It comes out of there and it creates a fog in the morning from the humidity. Well, these guys, we were in an 18-foot John boat, and this was Doug Mount, Johnny, and me. And we're out there and it's quiet. It's so quiet you can hear a pin drop. And everybody's bait fishing with cheese or worms or salmon eggs or whatever, and you can hear a cast.
Then splat when it hit the water.
You'll hear the little sinkers hit the water. And we're sitting there, we tight line and go ahead. You had to fill that in.
But anyway, you could hear, when a boat hit the rocks.
Yeah,
bang,
you could hear everything.
Bang, 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 you know.
Well, we was coming up through the river, real colorful. The mist was just coming up off of the Hite, you know, and had her motor chugging along there.
Cussing each other.
Yeah, but you could hear, it was dead still. You could hear anything for a mile.
All you could hear is that, God damn it, I told you to watch out for that rock.
It sounded, Doug, explain this. Explain it. He's good at it.
It sounded like the Queen Mary coming up Bluff Creek out here. Boy, it's banging, crashing, cussing. Well, good Lord.
You can hear him hitting them down.
He said, you SOB, I told you to turn left. No, you didn't. You said turn right. Well, there goes the oar. Well, God,
lo and behold.
And there were people reeling their reels in. And Mount said, hell, they're moving their boat.
Well, hell yeah, it looked like the Queen Mary ought to be coming through there any second.
Who was it?
Yes, who was it?
Two guys from Anthony, Fred Jones and Phil Arnett. How you go drive 500 miles and you can't get away from it.
But anyway, they accused us of yelling. We really wasn't. But we were talking probably a little, on account of the motor, you had to you know, talk a little more pronounced to get back to the other guy with it. But they give us a bad time over that. But you had to watch out for the rocks and the different things in the river.
Oh, I tell you, why you couldn't believe you had to be there.
And they were staying-
beautiful water, guys. Beautiful water.
Remember that?
They
Big
were
fish.
staying at the Y cabins, same place we were. We didn't even know they was there. And that's, hey, listen to this one. This is good. We're fixing breakfast one morning. We went, this is where we saw the little old lady smoking the pipe,
Yeah.
corncob pipe.
Yeah.
We went to a grocery store up on a hill at North Fork, Missouri. And we went in this grocery store and she had slab bacon and she'd slice it. And we said we wanted thick bacon. Remember that?
Yep.
She sliced that bacon that thick. We bought a dozen eggs. We bought a loaf of bread. Then we fixed, we had hash browns.
Yeah. Yep.
We had a big
Had
breakfast.
good breakfast. Coffee.
Mount was over there, the toaster that morning.
So I'll be the toaster.
That
Man.
toaster was clicking them up in the air and he was catching them on
It
the
was,
platter.
if you guys, maybe you'd never have seen it, it was one of the old toasters that opened up and you laid your toast in it and then put it up. And then after you toasted a while, you had to open it up and turn the toast over so it'd toast the other side and then
But
put it
he
back
had
up.
another toaster
There was
because he
another
was
toaster,
catching them.
remember?
Remember that?
Somebody taking it apart and tightening up the springs in it.
That's what it was.
I put that first piece of pear toast in there and I'm sitting there waiting. Boy, bling!
Yeah, he'd take the platter and catch it.
They went clear to the ceiling. And
But
then
anyway,
smoke coming up behind them.
we had thick slab bacon in one skillet. We had eggs, we had hash browns. I think we might have had biscuits and gravy that morning. We had a big breakfast. We were having a ball. We always had a big breakfast. And all of a sudden, here comes this guy walking by the cabin. And I walked out, I think, to get a pack of cigarettes out of my car. And I said, "Hi, how you doing?" He said, "All right." He said, "Man, it smells good in there." I said, "Well, we're fixing breakfast." It smells good. I said, "You want some?" "Sure." He came some total stranger. He had a good time. We ate breakfast. He went on.
Another one of them good stories.
But anyway,
Well, that story ain't over yet, if you
I
remember
know.
right.
Go ahead.
Remember Ralph, he said, when we first went down the first time, he said, if you guys hear a horn honk, that's the dam.
This is a good one.
And what they're doing when you hear that horn honk, he said they're letting water out. So be ready. 'Cause if
You
get
tell
down-
this story correctly. You say, "Who told you?"
Who told you?
When you go ahead.
I get it wrong.
I said, "There's that horn," and you said, "No."
Yeah, it wasn't a horn.
You said it was that Ford pickup over there.
Pretty soon, the deal is you don't want to get
So
down the
Johnny,
river.
so
They let
Johnny.
the water out, you can't get back
What's
up
that?
the river.
You told me,
Yeah.
didn't you? I said, "That's that horn." You guys
Yeah,
said
we
no.
Either way. Pretty soon, we're sitting there and I noticed we had the anchor down, the boat starts kind of wiggling. Everybody kind of looked around. Old Doug looks over and he says, "That water ain't coming up on them goddamn boat docks any." Well, come to find they're floating boat docks.
They're all made big chunks of stars.
They come up with the water automatically. No Doug, he's sitting there zeroed in on him. Said, "Hell, they coming up. Hell, we're going up with it. Next thing our anchors are just dangling under the boat."
We're cruising down the river.
Said, "Yep, that was horn."
That's good.
Remember that
But
same one? That's when old Fred and Ralph,
Red and Phil.
Phil was in that boat.
Yeah.
And they threw their anchors out on the same side.
About,
They boat went,
about capsized.
boat went just, anchors go that way and the boat goes like, old Fred, he's laying back here on the boat like this. Pull the anchors up, pull them up. Everybody's trying to get them anchors
Oh,
back,
Freddie.
back in the boat.
Of all people to find out, it would be Fred Jones and Phil Arnett.
That's
Didn't even know they were
unreal.
coming.
Unreal.
One of the
Yeah.
funny parts too in that whole story was at the cabin. How they're all, old 19, 20, 30 cabins made just for fishing, And old Fred, he was always worrying about getting trapped and burning up and all kinds of stuff. And he looked there in the bathroom and well, there was a hallway leading to the trapper. And it was just as wide as the toilet was, just about. In order to get in there right, you almost had to drop your drawers and do the back walk in there to get on the stool. And I remember old Fred, I said, "I ain't going in there." He said, "That's how you get burned up," or something like that. But he was all mad because he had to back up in there backwards.